What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB. Okay, this is my second session of my hot potato that I'm doing with Greg, Casino Matchmaker, right? We each put in $500 for a $1,000 bankroll. He started with 1,000, made 100, kicked it over to me. I took that, made 100, kicked it, the total balance back over to him, back and forth. There's a little extra here and there. That last session, Greg, that was a clincher. That was 13 numbers, follow the winner, 13 neighbors on the racetrack. Oof. Okay. He said, hey, you should try the matchmaker, my matchmaker strategy. So that's what I'm going to do. I have never, ever played this before. Now, this is a La Bouchère system, but he has cleverly put this into a 2 dozen package. And that's what we're going to play. We're going to play 2 dozens. Now, I'm only going to play first and second or second and third. And what that does is that enables me to take advantage of the French Le Partage table, because I can break this up into 4 units, right? There's 2 double streets per dozen. That means this high or low covers 3 double streets and leaves 1 double street open in a dozen, which means we're going to put 3 units on low and 1 unit on this stray double street, or 3 units on high and 1 unit on this double street. That will complete this. If we hit a 0, we're going to get 50% back of what is on our high or low bet, in this case, the 1-to-1 bet. That's significant because we have 75% of our total bet is on these higher lows. Now, for the sake of the La Bouchère, I'm not going to subtract the amount that I get back. I'm just going to count it as a full loss, but that'll mean we'll have extra when we recover. We'll have extra money. The way La Bouchère works is you take the first of the list and the back of the list, you add them together. That's what your total bet is per dozen. Okay, so I want to make $100. You take your profit level, divide it by 10, and that's what is the amount of each bullet. Now, keep in mind, because we're playing 2 dozens, that's the amount per dozen. Now, here's sort of the tricky twist part of it. When you lose, you put the sum of the bet on the list, and that will become your next bet. Follow me? So if we lose this first one, it's 10 and 10, it's 20. That's per dozen. It's a $40 total bet. If we lose, we put $40 here. Now we got to go 40 plus 10, right? Because we're going to take the last of the list, the first of the list. That's 50. That's 50 per dozen. That becomes a $100 bet. If we lose that, we got to put 100 down there. And now it's 100 plus 10. It's 110 per dozen, which means it's a $220 bet. We lose that one. We got to put 220 down here. It's a $230 bet. Okay. 230 per dozen. We're going to be wiped out by them. Now, what Greg says you can do, what he recommends is when these bets get big, you don't have to do that. You can instead of 220, you can cut those in half, but you got to add it twice to your list. Now our next bet would be 110 plus 10. It would be 120 per dozen. If we win that one, we got to do it again, 110 plus 10, because we opted to take that in back. I have never, ever, ever, never played this strategy. I am scared. I am scared because this gets very expensive very quickly. And if we get a couple losses in a row, this is going to eat up our bankroll. Plus, I'm not even that comfortable. I shouldn't even play it on the French table, but because the bets can get so big, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So we're going to start 10 and 10. I'm going to change the view here so that you guys can see the table history up here. Right here, you can see the table history below the shot clock. So the last number was 9. So I'm going to go the first one, and we've got a $40 bet, right? 10 and 10 is 20. That's each dozen for a total of $40. If we lose, I'm going to write 40 in here. If we win, we get to cross off the first and the last one. All right, let's see what happens. Now we got 50% of our bet back. That's awesome, but I'm going to count it as a full loss. So that's 40. So our next one is 40 plus 10 is 50. We need $50 per dozen. I'm going to rebet that one. And it's a $100 bet now. Oof. All right. Let's hope we don't lose this one, because that would put $100 here. And this is a $100 bet. We put $100 here. That means our next bet is 100 plus 10. It's a $110 bet per dozen. It's a $220 total bet. This is insane. Okay, that's $100 loss. So now we're going 110 per dozen. So 220. Oops, undo that. We are at a $220 bet, right? 100 plus 10, 110 per dozen. If we lose this one, I got to add 220 down here. If we lose it, I'm just going to have that as a placeholder in case we do, but we don't, we win it. So I get to cross off this 110. I get to cross that off, and I'm going to put it in dark gray, and I get to cross off the first one. And now we're at a 40 plus 10. It's a $50 bet. It's a $100 bet. So we are back to 100, 40 plus 10. We go to the next one in the list, 40 plus 10, $50. It's 50 and 50. Remember, this is per dozen, but when you lose, you have to put the whole loss per dozen because it's a 2-to-1 payout. All right, let's see if we can get this thing back down because we don't have very many progressions here. Okay, now we're cooking. So we can close this one off. We can close this one off. We're back down to a 10 and 10, a $40 bet, right? 10 and 10 is 20. That's each dozen gets 20. We have a total amount of $40. Oh my gosh. I'm going to look like I'm 80 years old by the time I'm done playing this, I think, Greg. Now listen up. I'm giving you the super abridged, very terrible explanation of this strategy. Go to Greg's channel, Casino Matchmaker. Go click on his video section and there's a search, type in matchmaker. It'll pull up a couple videos. He has some really good videos on this that explain it in very good detail. It's got all sorts of cool animations. Okay, we're going to repeat our bet back because we're 20 and 20. Phew. So I'm hoping we can get through this thing. I was kind of hoping the total video would be about 10 minutes of play time, maybe four minutes of explanation time because it takes a little bit. But Greg played Mickey Mouse on his first one. Then he did, on his second session, he did Follow the Winner, 13 Neighbors on the racetrack, Fibonacci progression. Both those were pretty rough sessions. That last one, Fibonacci, Greg, I was on the freaking edge of my seat. All right, we're cooking with oil because it got down to the very last progression. It was like a $400-some progression, and he managed to pull it off. Mickey Mouse, he did a modified version of my Mickey Mouse. That got him down, but man, he stuck with it and then climbed out of that. I am going to probably do in my next session, if I survive this, I'm probably going to do the original Mickey Mouse as I designed it, and I'll explain that later of why I like it. I agree with what Greg said on his. I like the idea of a faster recovery, but that wasn't the purpose of why I made it. Okay, boom. We are cooking, folks. All right, here we go. Let's cover that one up. There and there. And we can repeat the bet. And because we hit a zero, right? Because we hit that zero, look, we're at $95. I don't even have to do this big of a bet. I could have cut this in half, and I probably should have. But we're at $95. But that's the advantage of the zero, right? That Le Partage, where we got half of that, of 3/4 of our bet back, of course. Okay, so we got to go back here. This is going to be $40, and it's going to be a 50-50. It's going to be a $100 bet. It's going to be a $100 bet. Oh, I should have cut that. I should have cut that bad boy down. It should have really been we only needed $5 per dozen for a $10 total bet. But that's okay. We're going to just stick with forget about the zero. We're just going to, remember, we're going to treat that as a full loss. So I'm going to go back to thinking the way I did. Phew. All right. So we can cross off the 40, right? Cross off that, and we get to cross off this one. Now, this is the part I don't really know. There's $10 left, but we're already at 105, even though we didn't cross everything off the list. That's probably because we hit that zero. I assume, I don't really know, either I totally screwed this up somewhere along the lines. I wasn't crossing things off appropriately. I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to end up with an odd one. I'm not real sure. Either way, whew, We just hit our $105 in under 10 minutes. Nana boo boo, Greg. I'm expecting better things of you. You're giving me the heart attack. I'm supposed to be giving you the heart attack. You're giving me the heart attack. All right. I'm passing back to him $1,455. I mean, we're crushing it. We're trying to just double our money to get to another 1,000 for a total of 2,000 plus. I'm going to send 1,455 back his way. Let's see what you can do with it, Greg. Again, if you like the idea, the concept of this, go to his channel. He explains it much better than I do. And what I would like to see, if Greg is going to go that, I would like to see him play Controlled Chaos on his next one. That's what I did on my first one, or play Echelon. I dare you. But at the end of the day, I want you to play what you're comfortable with. Let's go. All right, people, be good humans. All right. And us against the casino always. And this is a lot of fun. So I appreciate being included in this. All right. Cheers.